Hi everybody, Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. I have a Stampin' Show and Tell for you today. We're using the Good Morning Magnolia or the Magnolia suite from the annual catalog this August. That's my goal, is to do all my projects centered around this one suite. So these are two different cards. This one I'm going to demonstrate today, and this one I'm going to just demonstrate the next time I post a video. But we're going to use this piece here on the background is where we're going to get the flower for our card there. So they kind of go together, right? Try not to use paper and then just scrap it. See what you can do to work around it. So that's why I'm showing you both cards, because I'm going to cut the flower from this piece here, but then I'm going to use that piece on another card. So stay tuned for the next card, but let's go ahead and do this one for today. Alright, so this one's a pretty simple paper, ink, and stamp card. Here is the basic kit. I've got a petal pink base, so I'm just going to fold and score that my standard size. Okay, I have a piece of designer series paper for a background. I'm going to wrap and tack the petal pink ribbon here for an element on the bottom. We are going to make our sentiment using the new Delightful Tag Topper. So I've cut my paper to 1 inch wide, and I can slide that right along that center rail of the punch. And I get that fun little shape out here, right? Now it kind of gets hidden in the end behind there, but you could always put it on this way if you wanted to, but I just didn't want a hole in it. So we are going to use that as our little anchor for our tag there. Now, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment on there. So, our cling stamps, right? I'm sure you have them by now. You can put the label on and then you can see them through our clear blocks, which I love because it makes it so much easier for positioning. So I've just stamped that in mossy metal, which coordinates with our paper, to make our tag. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's go ahead and do our die cutting. So I'm move these out of the way. Clean up some of my scraps. So the dies that come with this have lots of dies. I haven't counted them, but there seems to be more than 10 dies in the set, probably more like 13 or 14. So here's the piece of the background paper, and I can use this die cut, which there's a stamp in the set to do, but I can die cut it right out of the coordinating designer series paper. So that's what we're going to do for that, and then we're just going to cut 2 of these leaves to use as part of our embellishment as well. So let me bring in the die cutting machine. Back this up and set up my platform. So first I'm going to put the designer series paper on here and put my die on the flower. Now a thing I like about cutting out of this paper is that the edge of the flower is then dark like the background. And that kind of gives it a nice contrast on the card, because the card background is also dark. Okay, so I've cut my flower, and now like I said, I've got this piece, right? But instead of cutting, just a little bit out of my designer series paper, I cut myself a 4x4 square that had one piece in the middle, and now I'm going to use this piece, right, my what would have been scrap piece, on another project. I'll put that aside for now. Now let's go ahead and do our leaves. So it's nice that there's 2 of them, because I can just run it through once, and this is just a piece of scrap that I had in my scrap bin. And I'm just going to run that through, and let's see. Yep, they've been cut just like butter. They pop right out. I've barely had to use my die brushes at all. Of course, now I've set that one, and that one's going to stick a little bit. But this one is going to come right out. Look at that. Okay, that one came right out. So I'm just going to go ahead and run this one again, so I don't have to fight with that other one for a little bit. Spare you some time, and I'm sure I'll find a use for that leaf on the road. Alright, so there's my second leaf. Pull that right off my mat. So now, I think I'm ready to build my card. Okay, So I can, if you want, just pop those little die pieces of the leaf out. You can use the die brush or just your fingertips. But they really cut like butter with this new dies. So that's very nice. Alright, so there's my little scrap. So let's put it together. So I'm going to bring in my snail. Now I usually don't wrap ribbon around designer series paper. I usually mount it on cardstock first. But this ribbon is super light, so I wasn't too worried about it tugging and tearing. And I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive all the way around on this piece, because after we add our ribbon, we're going to add it to the front of our card. So now I'm just going to lay this across, and I'm just tacking it behind. Right? Flip it over, give it a good press in there. And then I'm just going to put this direct to my card front. Just like that. Alright, flip it over, give it a good press along those edges. Now that's all tacked down. Okay, now I'm going to bring in a couple dimensionals. And I'm going to pick up my little tag here. And I'm going to put that right along the ribbon line. Okay, good so far? Great. Bring in another dimensional. Put it on the back of my flower, and I can tuck the stem right through the hole on that tag. So that's kind of nifty. Alright, so there's that. Now we've got these two little leaves. So here's what I did. You could use your fine tip glue, but I kind of wanted my up and kind of, you know, leafy. So what I do sometimes is I just take a glue dot and I roll it. Right? I'm going to take another one. I just start rolling it. Roll it into a thin, rolled up, squished ball. Now on the back of here, I just find the chubbiest part of my leaf, just work it on the cardstock. See how I did that? It's like a little glob of glue, but it's glue dot, so it's not liquidy, it's not running all over the place, and I can work with it. I can mold it where I want it to go. Alright, so now we got these two leaves, so I'm just adding one here, and I'm going to put one going down, like that, and we're done. So, pretty easy card, right? I thought so. So this is one of the cards in my card class this month that I'm going to be doing when I stamp with you in person, or if we're not going to get together and see each other in person, you can certainly buy the class to get it by mail, where you get all the supplies pre-cut for you with the PDF tutorial link and of course the video here. And then you can have your own stamp set and products and make the card up. But you'll get all the products, the ribbon, the cut designer series paper, the sampling of cardstock that you need to make the card and complete it, along with the envelopes to go with them. So here is one of those cards for my class of 5. Alright everybody, hop on over to the blog so you can get all the details on this project today, and subscribe so you don't miss any of the other things I'm sharing on the blog. Remember, I'm show and tell, so I share and show a lot of different projects. Some are mine and some are ones I've received in demo swaps, so you never know what me showing up on the blog. And leave me a comment here, let me know you appreciate what we're doing, or leave me a comment on the blog, which would be even better, and then I can reply with you. So there you go guys, have a great day, do some fun stamping, and I'll be back again with, like I said, the next card where I use that one piece of scrap. So stay tuned. Thanks everybody, bye-bye.